Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of the Earthtonesgirl podcast. My name is Denise and I am coming to you today from my home in Yonkers, New York, where I live with my husband and our two children who are 8 and 3. And I am so happy to have this space to share my knitting and sewing and quilting with you. I'm so excited I can't even tell you. Now, just a little admin. You can find me on the internet as Earthtonesgirl, both on Instagram as well as Ravelry. I'm not as active on Ravelry, but I plan to be. I also have a blog, earthtonesgirl.com, and I'm not sure right now whether I'm going to have show notes on the blog or on Ravelry. I do plan to start a Ravelry group, or I might even just have the shows in the show notes in the drop down bar here. So I'm not sure, but they will be somewhere, and I will let you know where they are. And again, I'm very happy to be here. I'm also very nervous, so there's going to be some ums and ahs, but I think it's going to be really good. So I had a blog for a very, very long time, several years, but after my daughter was born, that was 8 years ago, I slowed down on the blog a little bit, and then after my son was born 3 years ago, it stopped altogether. There was just suddenly not enough time to do everything, and I also wanted some knitting time, and something had to give, so the blog is what sort of went on to the back burner. But it was a really great space and I really enjoyed it. Now that I am much more active on Instagram, and it's a much more instant way to connect with people, and which has brought me to this podcast. And it's a new way to connect with everyone. It's a new way to share information, and I'm really excited about it. So that is a little bit of me, and I'll be talking more about me and all of that stuff as episodes progress. This is not going to be the only one, people. I plan on doing this for a while. I also worked in a yarn shop for a while. Once I started knitting, I've actually been knitting for about 18 years, and once I started knitting, I was completely hooked. I actually learned how on a CD-ROM. Yes, I'm completely dating myself right now. And then I took a class at the yarn company on the Upper West Side. They are no longer there, unfortunately. And it was just amazing. But again, I was so into it and loved it so very much, and I just wanted to take it to a next level. So I found a shop up in Tarrytown, and I started working there and actually started teaching knitting, and absolutely loved it. It's such a passion of mine. But again, that kind of had to come to an end as well after I had my daughter. I am a stay-at-home mom, and now I fit knitting in. I don't teach any longer, but I am a stay-at-home mom, and I fit knitting and sewing and quilting and all of my making in between pickup and drop off and play dates and birthday parties and waiting in the car sometimes for I don't even know what, but I make it all happen. So there's going to be lots to share with you, and I think we should just get started. So I'm sure all of you know about the big event coming up in our knitting universe, Rhinebeck. Oh my gosh. And I am working on a Rhinebeck sweater, so I'm going to show that to you. And what I'll do right now is just start with whips, works in progress, and then we'll go on to finished objects, and we'll go on from there. So after much searching on Ravelry and trying to find the perfect sweater, I looked at a couple of things, and I knew I wanted to combine cabling with color work, and yet, even though that was going on, I still wanted a relatively simple sweater, and I think I found it. It is the Acorn sweater by Junko. Oh dear, I'm totally messing that up. You know what? I will post that right here rather than trying to pronounce it and totally killing it. But here it is. Look at that. It's really wide. Let me pull back a little so you can see some more of it. Right now I have about 288 stitches on here, and I have completed the cabling at the top. I've done the short rows. This is the back of the sweater here. Here's the front. And I'm now working on the color work chart, and there's an acorn. Oh my God, isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited. It's this beautiful rusty chocolatey brown color, and I think I'm up to about row 15. I have to go to row 23, and then it's straight knitting after that. So I know there's not many days left. There's exactly 2 weeks from today, but I'm pretty confident that I can get it done. Once this is done, I'm hoping to get this done maybe by tonight, the rest of the color work, and then again, like I said, it's just straight knitting. But isn't that just amazing? I just love it. Oh, it's just beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited. Now the yarn that I'm using for this beauty is Water Abbey. Here it is again. Oh, I just love it. And it is not soft. It is not soft yarn at all. It is very, very natural. It's coarse, but in the best possible way. And it also almost has a lanolin feel to it. So my hands and my needles are almost sticky. It's just amazing, and the grip on this is just incredible. So my main color is Ecru. I think I dropped a ball. Hold on one second. The contrasting color is, I forget what this is called. Hold on, let's pop this out and take a look. It's called Chestnut. I dropped it again. I am. Can you tell I'm nervous but having a great time at the same time? And my third color is Jacob, and that is going to be the bottom and the plain section of the sweater. So again, I think I'm in good shape. I'm not too terribly worried that I won't get it done. I think I will. And tell me about your sweater. I want to hear. So leave a comment down below or send me a message or tag me on Instagram because I want to see what you all are knitting. And I don't know if you're aware, but Kristy Glass does an amazing Tell Me About Your Rhinebeck sweater video. That's also here on YouTube, and you should really check it out. It is so amazing to watch people's sweaters. She did this last year, so this is from 2016, and it is just absolutely spectacular to watch people's sweaters and to hear their stories. People stay up until the wee hours trying to get their sweaters done. I've even seen people get to Rhinebeck and their sweaters are not complete, but it doesn't really matter. It's just the fun and the challenge of it all. So yeah, so moving on. My other current whip is, let me see, where did I put that? Is right here in my little project bag. Yes, it's Snoopy. It's Charlie Brown. I made this bag. I do make project bags. They're not for sale yet. Maybe that will happen down the line. I had talked about doing that on Instagram, but it was just a little too much for me at the time. So maybe somewhere down the line that'll happen. But inside this amazing bag is this. Oh my gosh. Isn't this absolutely incredible? Here's the little cake. And here is my sock. Oh, it's just, I could literally stare at this all day. This is White Birch Fiber Arts in their Bring On the Pumpkin Spice colorway. Now, when I first saw this on Instagram, this purple stripe right here, it's purple, but I actually thought it was brown. Excuse me. I thought it was brown, and that's kind of the main reason I bought it. And when it came and I started knitting it up and realized it was purple, I still loved it. I think I loved it even more. There's something so rich about that purple, and there's actually trees in my neighborhood that are starting to turn or change for the season, and they are this color, and it's incredible. So what I'm hoping to do with this is I knit a lot of socks. If you check my Instagram feed, there's tons and tons of socks there, but I'm really hoping to possibly do an Afterthought heel for this. I originally did a drop heel. I did that for years and years and years, and then discovered the Fish Lips Kiss heel and fell madly in love with it. It's a quick heel. I love the fit so much better than the drop heel. It's just something about the drop heel. Even though I'd done it so many times, I could never get the heel flap to exactly the right length. It just never fit right. But the Fish Lips Kiss heel fits perfectly. It is my go-to heel, but I haven't done the Afterthought heel. I'm completely terrified to do it. The thought of spending time on the sock, even though socks go really, really fast, the thought of cutting into it, ugh, just I have to just, I think I'm gonna have to do a shot of whiskey or something before I cut into it, but then that might be bad too. Well, we'll see. But I am gonna try it. I'm gonna try it on this because I think the effect of not interrupting the stripes and then getting that bullseye on the heel will just look absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna give that a try. So I promise to record that and keep you all up to date and let you have a sneak peek into what's going on and watch my trembling hands. And I was watching the Legacy Fiber Arts podcast last night, and Sue and Chelsea were talking about how fast stripy socks go, and I started laughing because Sue said basically if you're knitting a plain sock and knitting a striped sock, and they're both vanilla socks, you're doing the same thing, but for some reason it really, Sue, you're absolutely right, it really does go so much faster when you're knitting stripes, and it's that rush to get to the next color, I think, that keeps you going so quickly on these. So that is my sock. Those are my 2 current whips. Actually, it's not. I have a couple more. Hold on, I'll show you one more. Okay, I'm back. So here is another work in progress. I've also shown these on Instagram, and they are my autumn leaves socks. Aren't those just gorgeous? And I have a contrasting cuff and heel right now. Here's my Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I love. In Malabrigo Cordovan is the name of the color. And again, this is by Lay Family Yarns, and it is their Autumn Leaves colorway. And I've also never worked with any tweed yarn before, so let me see if you can see how beautiful that is. Look at that. Oh, wait, I changed my lighting. Okay, I'll get the hang of this, but there you can see it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And that is being housed in my little sock project bag. I made this too, and this pattern is by Nicole of Hue Loco. She did this little project bag pattern, I want to say 2 years ago. Again, all of that will be in the notes, and I'll put a little link here or somewhere. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Can you tell? This podcasting is really great. So yeah, so that's in this bag, and I was knitting these. If you see, I knit my socks on 2 circular needles. I learned that from Kat Bordy's book, knitting socks on 2 circular needles, and it's just the first way that I learned to knit a really tight circumference when I was first learning to knit on 2 circulars, and I have tried double points and I inevitably drop one. It's not my preferred method. I have also tried magic loop, and I excuse me, for some reason, I don't know, my brain is simple, but I just can't. Wait, I have to cough. Hold on. Okay, much better. Oh, just had a little water. I'm okay now. I think I was saying that I get very, very confused. I don't know why. I think my brain's just simple. I get really confused when I do the magic loop. I just can't seem to coordinate the needles. I don't know why. So I do 2 circs, and these I actually was knitting 2 at a time, and it is genuinely fast, and you don't have second sock syndrome, and you can really get your socks going. But I also find it a little fiddly sometimes, and I like to I like to knit and talk to people, and especially if I'm at a party or something, and I find I have to constantly look down to check that I'm picking up the right yarn. So I just separated them and went back to, I'm sorry, there's a plane out there, I'm sorry. So I just decided to separate them, so I'm doing them concurrently now, and that's going pretty quick too. So I'm hoping to get these done really soon. These were my September socks, and it's October. Yeah, I've been really busy. Which leads me to why I've been busy, because I've been working on a test knit for the incredible Andy of Andre Sue Knits, and I had the unbelievable pleasure and opportunity to work on something that she is going to be releasing at Needles Up. And let me talk about Needles Up. Needles Up is a really amazing event that is going to be happening on Friday, October 20th, and that's being hosted by Andy of Andre Sue Knits, as well as Legacy Fiber Arts, Sue and Chelsea. This is their baby, and it is sort of a pre-event to Rhinebeck, and you should definitely go to needlesup.com to get all of your information. They talk about their vendors. I'm not going to talk about that here, but it's mind-blowing who's going to be there. And I absolutely cannot wait to meet these people, to go shopping, to see some friends and meet some new friends I've made on Instagram, to finally be able to meet them in person. And it's just going to be amazing, and I'm so excited. I'm actually working on my Rhinebeck sweater to wear for that day, and then I'll just wear it again, because realistically, excuse me, realistically, a second sweater is not going to happen between now and October 21st. It's just, even if I didn't have a life, I still don't think it could happen. So anyway, back to the test knit and why I've been spreading my time out. I do have a finished object, and here she is. It's Betty. It's called Bundle Me Betty, and I had the amazing, oh dear, I hope you can see her. Here, let me put her here. Let's move over so you can see her a little bit better. I had the amazing opportunity to test knit. Here are her socks, and she's got pants. Let me bring her in a little bit. And here's her sweater. Isn't that amazing? It's a little raglan sweater. And her hat. Oh, I just love her so much. There are several patterns that are coming, and I know there's some available for free and some are paid. I'm not sure which is which yet, but I'm working on a couple of other test knits for this, and I just think she's amazing. I think if you loved paper dolls, you're going to absolutely love her, and just the way she's made, the construction, everything, the way the patterns are knit, they fit perfectly. I mean, look at those little socks. Aren't they just absolutely adorable? Oh my gosh, I can't even. They're so cute. So I've got a couple more things coming, and I'm going to put those up on my Instagram feed, and I'll also talk about them in the next episode, but it's Bundle Up Betty, and you can find this. I know you can order this now. You're going to be able to buy it at Needles Up, but I know you can order it. I think you can order it now from AndreSueKnits.com, and I will have that information here for you. And yeah, I plan on taking Betty with me kind of everywhere, because I think she's really sweet and she's amazing. So let's talk shopping, which we are all guilty of. There's just something about buying yarn and buying yarny things that I don't think any knitter can resist. I know I can't resist, and I hide it really well. So hubby and kids don't know where my stash is. Which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, because I think then I don't see it and I keep shopping, so I've definitely got a problem. But yeah, as you can see, there's something peeking right here. The latest bundle of joy to come in the mail is this package of gorgeousness, and this is by 6th and 7th Fiber, and it's just, look at these minis. They are 5 20-gram minis. Oh my gosh, just incredible, and they came so beautifully packaged, and there were some amazing little accessories in the bag. I'm sorry, wait, they're scrunching for just a moment. I'm digging in the bag. Hold on one second. Going in the bag again. There was this gorgeous candle. It's kind of vanilla-y, cinnamony, and as soon as I opened the bag, the smell was just amazing. And it's not overwhelming. It's perfect and wonderful. And there was also this gorgeous little sunflower, which just made me so happy, because I can put that back here on the shelf somewhere. Not quite sure. But yeah, these minis are just amazing, and I plan on making some stripy socks with these. You can find 6 and 7 Fiber on Instagram. It's just an amazing feed. You have to go over and take a look and show her some love. She's an amazing dyer. I'm blanking on her name, forgive me, but I will put that here as well. Absolutely amazing daughter, so sweet. I've been watching her Insta story and she's just amazing. So there, I have one other acquisition. I love color work, and I've been following Shetland Week, or actually it's Shetland's Wool Week, and I got last year's issue, and this year's just came in the mail. Look at that. Oh, it's just a wait, I'm going backwards. Wait, hold on. So let's go this way. Look at some of these projects, people. Oh, just the magazine itself is just gorgeous, and the patterns are spectacular. I mean, look at that. Look at that sweater. I can't wait to dive into this and make something, but I think that's going to have to wait also until after Rhinebeck. A lot of things are going to happen after Rhinebeck when that crunch of time is no longer there. But yeah, so I'm very, very excited about this. I've got some yarn all ready to go, a lot of beautiful Shetland fingering weight that I had actually purchased from Knitty City. That was on my Instagram feed. And I've got, it was on my Instagram feed when I talked about Sven, my little knitting friend. So that was a booklet that I'd also gotten from Cottage Creations. Wait, hold on, I'll show you. Note to self: be a little more organized and prepared and have things within reach so I don't have to keep stopping and jumping up to get what I need. Okay, so here is Sven the Scandinavian, a knitted friend. I just also recently got this from Cottage Creations, and it's so cute. There's the back, and I believe that there's a male and female version. Yep. Here, I'll bring that in. There's the girl that you can knit, Sven's little partner. Yeah, so this has been making its rounds. I've seen this on several feeds on Instagram and on Ravelry, and I can't wait to make my own. I have a thing all of a sudden for wanting to knit little knitting buddies. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm going to cast this on. This may be my little treat after Rhinebeck and all of the rush has calmed down. So I'm kind of excited. So now let's, I think that's actually all I really have in terms of projects right now. I am going to get another episode up because I do have another project that I want to cast on and have done before Rhinebeck. And I also want to show you some more Betty outfits, so there will definitely be another episode before Rhinebeck. Again, that is October 20th. That's Needles Up is October 20th, and then Rhinebeck is going to be October 21st and 22nd. That's Saturday and Sunday. So there will be another episode before then, and then probably one after that recapping Rhinebeck. And I will be Insta-storying during Rhinebeck and getting lots of footage for you, for those of you that can't come. I'm so excited. I've actually been going to Rhinebeck for, oh my goodness, about 10 years now. I used to go with my family, mom and dad and my sister, and we did that for years, and then mom and dad sort of slowed down a little bit, and then my sister and my cousin would come with me, and we then started bringing the kids once I had children. And that was a lot of fun, and they would get excited with the sheep and looking at everything. There's so much to look at and to do up there. It's just an amazing day or weekend. And last year was the first time I went up. Was it last year? Maybe the year before was the first time I actually went up alone without the kids. And last year, my sister and cousin came with me, and we had a ball, and I met so many amazing people and really had a great time. Rhinebeck has changed a lot. As Joanna Opera Joe from Stitching the High Notes podcast said, it has become sort of yarn con for any of you that know about Comic-Con. She is very much into Comic-Con, and I know of it, but I've actually never attended. It is this weekend here in New York, and I might pop by the Javits Center and have a look. But it has become that huge for knitters. It is this big place for us to all gather and talk about it's being around your people. So you're all speaking the same language and talking about things that we're all passionate about, talking about our knitting and our and yarn and fiber and spinning, and it's just it's really really fun. So I promise to bring you lots and lots of footage, lots and lots of footage on that. And yeah, and to close out this episode, I just want to say again how happy I am to have this space to share my making and creating with you. Being a stay-at-home mom, it sounds really relaxing, and I get to put my feet up and watch Oprah all day. I know Oprah's done, but you know what I mean. But it's not. It's a full-time job, and I love it, and I would not trade it for the world. But it doesn't give me a lot of time to take classes and go out, and or rather I choose to not take that time away from home to take classes and do all of that. I did a lot of that for years. I went to knitting camp with Meg Swanson that was originally started by Elizabeth Zimmerman, and believe me, I'll talk about that a lot later. So I've taken a lot of classes, I've done things, I've gone to Stitches East and gone to Vogue Knitting Live, but now I find my knitting community has become podcasts and podcasters and people on Instagram, and I'm really happy to be a part of that. I've wanted to do this podcast for a really long time, and I started doing just in September, I did a little mini vlog every day just to sort of get my feet wet and introduce people to me and give this a try. Everybody's got hang-ups and they're nervous about things, and I was just afraid of a lot of things. I had a lot of issues, but I sort of kicked them all to the curb, and here I am. So again, welcome to my space, and I look forward to sharing lots of things with you. And again, before I finish for today, I just want to thank so many amazing podcasters that inspired me to do this. I started watching podcasts about 2 years ago now, and I started with the Knitting Expat with Mina Phillips of the Knitting Expat podcast, and that led into Katie from Inside Number 23, and it went on to the Grocery Girls, and went on to Legacy Fiber Arts, and Stitching the High Notes, and Pin Feathers and Pearls, and there's so many incredible podcasts out there that I now watch religiously. I try very hard not to miss episodes. And again, it's such an amazing way to connect with people and see what they're doing and listen to them, get to know people. And I'm just really, really happy to be doing this finally. So I thank you all so very much for watching. If you like what you've seen here today and you'd like to spend some time with me again, please hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, and let me know what you think. I would love some feedback. I really want to hear what you think about this. My ums and ahs and ands and dipping down to get things and pausing. So just let me know what you think. Okay, I think that's it for today, and that's all for this episode. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next week in episode 2. Bye, everyone.